Good day, grade 9. This is your day 8 and 9 work. You were supposed to do the exercise about LCM and HCF, and that is on page 2 in your notes. And then this is the memo. So first you had to get the HCF and LCM of 147 and 441. First we do the ladder method to get the prime factors. So 147 divided by 3 is 49, divided by 7 is 7, divided by 7 is 1. 441 divided by 3 is 147, divided by 3 is 49, divided by 7 is 7, divided by 7 is 1. So then I'd write it as a product of prime factors. So that would be 147 is equal to 3 times 7 times 7. That is 3 times 7 squared. Then 441 is equal to 3 times 3 times 7 times 7. And that is 3 squared times 7 squared. Now, you can test this by using this button on your calculator. Shift of this button. Above that button, you'll see it says fact. So I put in 147 is equal to, then the shift fact, that button. Then it will give me 3 times 7 squared, just to check if I'm correct. Then I'm doing the HCF and LCM. Ignore that KGV that is in Afrikaans. So each time I'll have the Afrikaans there, but just ignore it. For the LCM, I need to find the highest power of each prime factor. So the highest power of 3 that I can find is 3 squared, and the highest power of 7 is 7 squared. So that is what I'm going to multiply with each other. 3 squared times 7 squared, and that gives me 441. Then for the HCF, I always say that F stands for friends. So I need to find friends. I need to find a friend for this 3 on the left side, a friend that looks exactly like that one, and that's that one. So a 3 goes through. Then there's a 7 with a friend and another 7 with a friend. So it's 7 squared. 3 times 7 squared gives me 147. So the HCF is 147. Number 2. The LCM and HCF of 525 and 225. So 525, I'm going to get the prime factors with the ladder method. That divided by 3 is 175, divided by 5 is 35, divided by 5 is 7, divided by 7 is 1. So the prime factors of 525 is 3 times 5 times 5 times 7. That is 3 times 5 squared times 7. Then 225 divided by 3 is 75, divided by 3 is 25, divided by 5 is 5, divided by 5 is 1. So the product of prime factors of 225 is 3 times 3 times 5 times 5. That is 3 squared times 5 squared. Now for the HCF and LCM. So for the LCM, I need to find the highest power of each factor. So it's 3 squared is the highest power of 3. Of the 5s, it's 5 squared. And of the 7s, it's just a 7. So if I multiply all of that, I'll get 1,575. Then for the HCF, I need to find friends. So that 3 has a friend, and 5 has a friend, and 5 has a friend. So it's 3 times 5 squared, which gives me 75. Right. Then number 3, they are asking for the LCM and HCF of 72 and 54. 72 divided by 2 is 36, divided by 2 is 18, divided by 2 is 9, divided by 3 is 3, divided by 3 is 1. So please remember the numbers that I have there on the left. Those are prime numbers, so numbers that can only be divided by 1 in itself. I always start with the smallest prime number, which is 2. The next one is 3, then 5, then 7, and so on. So I always start with the smallest one, and I keep on dividing by that prime number until I cannot anymore. Then I go on to the bigger prime number, and so on. So then the prime factors of 72 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3, which will give me 2 to the power 3 times 3 squared. Then the other number that they asked for was 54. 54 divided by 2 is 27. Now I cannot divide by 2 anymore, so I divide by 3. 27 divided by 3 is 9, divided by 3 is 3, divided by 3 is 1. So the product of prime factors of 54 is equal to 2 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is 2 times 3 to the power of 3. Now for the LCM and HCF. The LCM is the highest power of each factor. So the highest power of 2 is 2 to the power 3. The highest power of 3 is 3 to the power 3. When I multiply that, I always have to get the answer, and that is 216. For the HCF, I need to find friends. There's a 2 with a friend. There is a 3 and a 3. So let's check that again. This 2 is friends with that one, so a 2 goes through. Then this 3 and this 3 and this 3 and this 3. Okay, so the other ones don't have friends in the other group. So this 2 and 2 and this 3, they don't have friends in the other group, so I don't write them down. I hope you understand. Then 2 times 3 times 3 gives me 2 times 3 squared, which is 18. Then number 4, 18 and 48. 18 divided by 2 is 9, divided by 3 is 3, divided by 3 is 1. So the product of prime factors of 18 is 2 times 3 times 3, or 2 times 3 squared. Then 48. 48 divided by 2 is 24, divided by 2 is 12, divided by 2 is 6, divided by 2 is 3, divided by 3 is 1. So 48's product of prime factors would be 2 to the power 4 times 3. Now for the LCM and HCF. Okay, so for the LCM, I find the highest power of 2, which is 2 to the power 4, times the highest power of 3, which is 3 squared. And that answer is 144. Then the HCF is the friends. So I find friends, and that's 2 times 3. Oops, let me just go back. 2 times 3, which is 6. Number 5. Number 5 is the same as number 2. So I'm not going to explain that again. If you want to, you can just go back and rewind to number 2 to get number 5's explanation again. Number 5 is the same as number 2. Number 6. 16 and 2. Okay, so let's do the ladder method for 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Divided by 2 is 4. Divided by 2 is 2. Divided by 2 is 1. So 16 is 2 to the power 4. Remember, you can test it on your calculator with the shift fact button. 16 equals shift fact. Then 2, to do the ladder method for 2 is going to be very short. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So 2 is just equal to 2. That's the product of prime factors for 2. Now, for the HCF and LCM. The HCF and LCM, I have to find for the LCM the highest power of 2. The highest power of 2 that I can find is 2 to the power 4. So that's going to be 16. And the HCF is to find a friend. So there's only one thing with a friend, and that's 2. That's it, guys, for day 8 and 9 of your grade 9 work. Please, if you have any questions, email your teacher. Your teacher's email address is on the website.